Okay, y'all, this is part two. I think I left out some things about the city that I should include. What else did I leave out? Education. Obviously, everyone knows that people travel from all over the world. They come to Massachusetts, they come to Boston because we have a good education system over here. I would say you have opportunities over here in terms of educating yourself. Or if you wanted to pick up a trade, even if you wanted to pick up a trade over here, of course you have to pay unless you get financial aid. And if you do get financial aid, I don't know if it'll cover the full cost of whatever the trade that you're going to school for, but um, I think it's important to talk about obviously the educational factor over here in Massachusetts. I would say from a child on up to me being right now in my early 40s that education has been amazing for me. I don't feel like I've lacked any type of education. When I was younger, before I could go to school, my sisters were a little bit older, so I actually learned from them. My mom was very good with making sure I was learning at home even before I was even old enough to go to kindergarten. So I kind of had a head start, and I also went to Head Start briefly. So I was probably like 5 or something. And I was also being kind of like schooled at home. We had encyclopedias and books, and I had all that. So my mom made sure I had those resources at home. And so I was constantly learning different things, even from fairly young. And so yeah, so the education factor is really good here. I would say for even any age, any cultural background, if you have a language barrier, I'm sure there's some type of program over here that will help you with the language barrier. Massachusetts is very resourceful. I would say this is a very resourceful city. I don't know what the politicians fight about in terms of that, but me being a black woman, and not even have to just talk about my color, because well, if I'm gonna say that, I would say I don't think I felt any type of marginalization. Like, I don't feel like there was ever anything that I wanted to access to or have that I couldn't. The only thing I feel like I have been deprived of that I want is a house, and I know that's going to take a little bit more work because I'm going to have that cash money, and that's going to be anybody here in Massachusetts. If you want to own a home in a nice place where you have some space and some privacy, you're going to have cash money if you want to have a home here. So, let alone what color you are. So, but in terms of resources, Massachusetts has been great to me because, I'm a bit of a hustler. I do what I got to do, but uh, some people will probably say a lot of people come here because they are so resourceful and they have so many programs and things that you can do and have that will help you if you need to, any type of assistance. So they have the fuel assistance, they have all types of programs for people, daycare, and they have resources here for you that'll help you if you want to, if you need help while you're improving your life, down to even like substance abuse, domestic violence. They have several resources, places here to help you in those areas. So I think that's great for Massachusetts. Um, what's another population I didn't talk about? There were some people that I didn't talk about. Oh, Chinatown. I didn't mention Chinatown because we do have a little Chinatown area, which is basically right a couple of steps from downtown Boston. So you have downtown Boston, the theater district, and then that's Park Street, Chinatown. Chinatown's basically a little Chinatown. You go there if you want to experience a little China. They have their little shops and their bakeries. I love their bakeries. So if you ever visit Chinatown, you can get there on the Orange Line, and the stop is actually called Chinatown. And yeah, they have their own little area downtown. Some years ago, not too many years ago, I was reading, like, how they have the local papers that tell you about what's going on in the communities. I think it was the Banner. That's one of the names of the local newspapers we have here, the Banner. And it tells you about everything that goes on. They focus a lot about what's happening in the communities that affects the actual people. And I remember when they were talking about how the gentrification was traveling, basically going through the neighborhoods, Roxbury, Dorchester, the South End. The South End is another area of Boston, which is just right next door to Roxbury, literally. And it tends to be a place where the apartments tend to be a little bit more expensive. They just look like brownstones. They tend to be a little bit more expensive. Maybe a 1 or 2 bedroom. I don't know. Probably a 1 bedroom will probably be 4,000 or 5,000 there now. I don't know. But yeah. So and then as you keep going, you'll come down into Chinatown, which is downtown Boston, and then Chinatown is basically one street over. You'll be in Chinatown when you're downtown Boston. Go over a couple of streets and you'll be in Chinatown. They're like connected. So yeah, if you want to visit Chinatown, check out Chinatown for some Chinese eateries and shops and bakeries. I would suggest that. What else? We used to have a movie theater that's closing in Fenway. You guys might know about Fenway. Fenway is where Fenway Park and all the Red Sox and, over there. They have a lot of shops over there. That area has been totally, I don't want to say gentrified, because it's been, I don't know what the word is for, but it never used to have, it has so much stuff over there. I used to go over there when I was younger to visit. That was where my healthcare was, in that area. And they have a movie theater right there, which I believe they announced is closing down. So there's been a movie theater that's like, what's this college right there? Emmanuel College. That's where all the colleges. My mom and my family lives right over there in that area. So they get to see the college kids in action every day because they live in the area over there. That's in Roxbury. Mass College of Art, Emmanuel College. What else is over there? The Mass College of Pharmacy. What else? There's a couple. There's a little Harvard place over there. Then there's the Isabella Gardner Stewart, whatever, museum. It's so beautiful. I've been in there a couple of times on a field trip when I was younger. But Isabella Stewart Gardner, whatever that. Y'all know that museum where the famous paintings were stolen, still never to be found. I'm gonna go look up and see what the update has been on that. But that's all that's all in the hood to me. My family lives right over there. That's Roxbury to me. But the colleges are there. Then you have the hospitals. You have Children's Hospital, which is a great hospital for children. Then you have my hospital, which is the Brigham and Women's Hospital, which is a center. They do a lot of focus on women care. But it's, it's a good hospital. And then they also have, what other hospitals over there? Beth Israel, that's where I was born. That's my mom's hospital, Beth Israel Hospital, which is another good hospital. Then we have hospitals all around. We have Boston Medical, which is also in Roxbury. So yeah. So the healthcare here, I would say it's good. I don't have any problems. Yeah, I would say the healthcare is good here. Dental, you would definitely, if you want to get shit, I can get silly. I hate the dentist, y'all, which is why I got these gaps going on in my teeth. I got to get this shit fixed. I would like braces, and they would probably they would run me up a good amount of money for all the shit they say. They would probably take out half my teeth. They already told me. It was like, yeah, we're gonna take out. I'm so scared. But as I get older, I realize it's something that I really need to put more emphasis in. I keep them clean and all that shit, but in terms of aesthetic and more work, I know, yeah, I definitely want to get rid of this. I got my teeth are kind of buck in the front, and then these gaps are happening here, which I've come to terms with. I've had this gap when I was like 5, y'all, and then it came back like some years ago. When I was like maybe in my early 20s, I went to the dentist, and the Asian doctors told me that your gaps, oh, my battery's low, are going to come back if you don't pull out all your wisdom teeth and do certain things. I never did it, and behold, they were right. I still have one wisdom tooth that's got to come out. All the rest of them are out. My daughter was gangster. She had all hers pulled out at one time. I was like, But anyway, yeah, oh, I'm sorry. But yep, I think that's all I wanted to add with the hospital. I wanted to talk about the educations and the hospitals. You have a good. Oh, and then we have Mass General. I can't forget about Mass General. That's another good hospital. That's also located on the Red Line. All these hospitals you can get to within the city. They're easily T accessible. 9 times out of 10, there's a bus or a train right there dropping you off right at the front door. I will say that's great. And yeah. I don't know. If I think of something else, I'll come back. But I just wanted to make sure I talk about that education. Like, how you gonna do? You know, everybody comes over here for education. So, if I think of something else, I'll make a part 3. Yeah, bars. We have bars. We have good. There's no shortage of bars anywhere in the city. You got bars. You got little places where you can do bowling and pool. You know, we have skating rinks. We have a skating rink in the hood. It's called Shea Woo. It's located right around the corner from me. It's in Mattapan, actually. I never was a Shea Woo type of place. That's Shea Woo is like the place where everybody in the hood goes if you want to be seen, and if you know how to skate, that's where you go. And I was never that girl. I was always like, anytime people was like, let's go to the pool, I'd be like, I'm a little bit laid back. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do all that. But then we have other skating rinks and parks. Yeah. But okay, now I'm going to end this video. If I think of something else, I'll come back. But yeah, that's part 2 of a little bit about my city of Boston. If you visit, holla at your girl, let me know. But don't come over here with no crazy shit, because we ain't having that over here.